Priya has 14 PO tickets on her board, and every single one was labeled an emergency. And she's about to find out what that word actually costs. This is what false urgency looks like from the inside. And if you're leading an engineering team right now, it's probably what your board looks like too. Focus gone, roadmap ignored, and your team quietly losing faith in every signal you send. I've helped engineering leaders fix this exact system at companies scaling from 50 to 500 engineers. And there's a cost that most leaders don't see until it's already done. It's not missed deadlines, not burned sprints, trust. We'll get to that. There are 3 things happening to Priya's team right now, and one structural fix that stops all of them. Here they are. When leadership looks at Priya's board, they see a prioritization problem, an overwhelmed team, people who just need to focus or work smarter or get better at saying no. So they schedule a retro, a planning reset. They tell everyone to protect their time, but none of that works because none of that is the problem. The problem is the intake gate. Specifically, there isn't one. There is no enforced definition of what PO means. No friction that slows down bad inputs. No clear ownership over who gets to declare an emergency. And when anyone can call something an emergency, nothing is. That's the system Priya is operating in. It's broken because it was never designed to hold. Let me show you what this does over time. First, everything gets interrupted. There is no deep work, no stretch of unbroken focus, just constant context switching driven by whatever was labeled loudest this morning. Second, planning becomes a joke. Why plan a sprint when it's going to get blown up by Thursday? Your team stops trusting the roadmap. I mean, why would they? Third, your team starts ignoring urgency signals altogether. When everything screams, the brain learns to just tune it out. That's a rational response to a broken system, and it means when something is actually on fire, nobody moves. Fourth, trust erodes across teams, across leadership. Stakeholders start calling everything PO because they've learned that's the only way anything gets looked at. False urgency trains your team to stop believing you, and that's the actual cost, not tickets. Trust. Here's what makes it worse. The system teaches people how to win inside of it. Someone labels a ticket PO. It gets attention. Others notice. Now they label their tickets PO. More check-ins, more syncs, more escalation paths, which creates more noise, which buries real priorities, which generates more emergencies. That's the loop. This is not a discipline problem. This is not your team failing you. This is a system that rewards escalation over clarity. The incentives are backwards and you built them, which means you can fix it. 4 moves. Keep them in order. 1. Define what PO actually is. Not loosely, not business impacting. Specific, non-negotiable criteria. Production is down, revenue is actively bleeding, defined, written, enforced. 2. Limit who can declare it. Not everyone, not self-serve. A small set of people who own the call and own the consequences. 3. Add friction to escalation. It should feel expensive to call something a PO. Not impossible, but certainly not free. A required form maybe, an approval step, a mandatory post-mortem. Make people think before they reach for that label. 4. Review every PO after the fact. Was it actually a PO? What was the cost? Who called it? This data is what closes the loop and starts changing behavior. Here's the line to hold on to. If it's truly an emergency, it can survive a definition. If it can't survive a definition, it was never an emergency. A gate with real criteria, real ownership, and real friction. Not rules for the sake of rules. A system that protects the signal so when something is actually on fire, your team believes it. Priya's team isn't overwhelmed. Her intake gate is wide open. An emergency has become her most expensive habit. Close the gate. That's the cost most leaders don't see until it's too late. Not tickets, Not the missed deadlines, the trust. Once your team stops believing the signal, you can't buy it back with a retro. Now next week, PREA closed the gate. The POs stopped. But now, nobody knows who owns what, and the work is still not moving. We'll show you exactly why.